of you are asking, was this relationship even real? Like, was it real? Especially when the relationship's over. And I want you to understand that when you loved them and they loved you back, it was real. But I want you to also know that when the relationship ended, that was also real. Both are real. And I want you to understand this, which is really important. So I'd really ask you to just remind yourself of this as you go through this workshop. The pain that you are feeling is called grief. The grief of a relationship ending. And grief is love that has nowhere to go. That is what grief is. Grief is a bucket full of love that you have for someone that has no place to go. I hope that resonates for some of you and helps you to at least think, gosh, that's a different way of looking at it. And give me a heck yes or a thumbs up or a love heart if you feel that way. As we move through this workshop series, what I want you to do is from this moment, for the rest of our time together, I want you to make space for being a bit reflective. I want you to just leave a little bit of space that says, what is possible and what's not? Is it possible, what Debbie says, is it possible, the things that I suggest, the strategies I suggest, the different way of looking at it, is it possible? Can I make even a millimeter of space in my thought process to look at this from a different point of view? Thank you so much, ladies, for giving me all of the lovely stuff in the chat. I want you to stop giving yourself excuses, because relationships are 50-50, and it's painful to think that we own some of it. Even if we didn't do anything specific that we can think of, we have to own our part in it. So I want you to stop giving yourself excuses. I want you to be willing to search with me for ways forward. Now, this isn't about blaming yourself or giving yourself a hard time or beating yourself up. It's with self-compassion and self-love, but also with that stuff that everybody tells me I do really well, which is, as a coach, I say, come on, it's tough love. We have to look at ourselves in the eye and go, am I making this worse for myself? What am I thinking, feeling, and doing that might be making this more painful than it has to be? If we want life to be different, to be better, we need to have to be willing, willingness is going to be important in this process, to give up the stories of our past. We've got to be willing to let go of them, and we've got to be willing to move on. It surprises me how unwilling lots of people are to do that. Some people hold on so tight to the painful stories, to the hurt, the sadness, and the grief. They hold on until they're